Hi, Grace. Fear is a natural human emotion, isn't it? It's something we're all familiar with and have all at some point in our lives known, either on one-off occasions or in ongoing ways. We're familiar with it. As kids, you quickly learn that there's something about the dark that is frightening. Kids fear the monster under the bed and don't want to put their feet down. Afraid of things lurking down dark alleys. We kind of learn fear at a young age, and we're living in a time now where people are afraid of a whole lot of things. Fear of unknowns, fear of losing out financially, of stocks crumbling, fear of losing jobs, losing homes, fear of losing loved ones. They're all very real fears. Fears that can't just be swept under the carpet and ignored. Paul writes in his letter to the Ephesian church, he writes this, he says, "Don't get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery, but be filled with the Spirit." And when he talks about wine, it's symbolic really of anything we might allow into our lives that controls us, that shapes us, that makes us something that maybe we're not. Anything that we allow to be the dictator in our lives. Fear can be a bit like that. Fear's a cruel master, and it can be debilitating. It can stop you from being you. It can stop you from knowing peace. It can stop you from loving people. It can stop you from serving and helping this world. Fear is a powerful, powerful master. And so Paul might as well have said, don't be filled with fear, but be filled with the Spirit. The Spirit he's talking about in Ephesians is the Spirit of God who comes into us as believers and makes us new, breathes new life into us. And he doesn't just do that, but he also places a seal upon our lives, like a guarantee. You know, like in the olden days, they'd take a seal and they'd place it on a letter out of wax and they'd stamp it with a seal. It would be like the proof that this letter came from its author. The Spirit does that with our lives. His presence with us is like a guarantee that God will not let go of us. The Spirit of God unites us to Jesus, and he brings us into the freedom of being sons and daughters of God. And his seal is that our Father will never let go of us. So when Paul writes, be filled with the Spirit, not with ... fear or whatever else, his call is to know intimacy and joy and peace through the one who is our guarantee of our future. Fear says, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, be afraid. Fear says it might all fall apart, be afraid. The Spirit says your Father loves you and he's holding on to your life and he won't let go. The Spirit says your tomorrow is secure. Whatever happens in this life, God's got it. So I want to encourage you today, if there are areas in your life, in this current situation, where fear is debilitating, where fear is master, where fear is just filling you, there's another way. There's a way of the Spirit. The Spirit who leads us to Jesus, the Spirit who unites us to Jesus, the Spirit who is our seal, who says the Father loves you. Now, the being filled with him takes time to say, God, I'm yours, I want to go your way. It isn't something that just happens automatically. That's why Paul urges us to do it. But it's something that God wants to happen in our lives. The question is, will we stop? Will we say, okay, I'm all in? Because those are the people that the Spirit fills. People who are willing to say, I'm all in. I'll go your way. Wherever you call me, I'll go, I will follow. The Spirit, through the whole of the story of the Bible, fills people who are willing to say to God, yes, I believe. I trust in your word, and I'll obey. So, my encouragement to you today is trust and obey, and be filled with the Spirit, not with fear. If you're allowing fear to trickle in through any source, you just need to turn off some of those sources that you're listening to. Don't ignore it. Don't brush it under the carpet. But know that there is a spirit of freedom who sets you free as a child of God. God bless you, and I'll be back tomorrow. But have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the sunshine, which is gloriously bright today. Just enjoy the feel of the warmth on your face. It's a great feeling, isn't it? It's something we've missed for about 3 months here in Wales, but it's here. Enjoy.